Okay, hi there everyone. So I'm going to take you through Microsoft Word, some of the things that you will need to know for Functional Skills Level 2. So I'm not going to take you through most of the basics because I assume by this point you've already come to grips with those through your own experience. So what I'm going to take you through is the sort of thing that might come up in an exam. Doesn't come up in very many of the exams, but occasionally you do get a word processing task to do. So when that happens, you're likely to get the sort of file that looks something like this. So this is just a block of text that I've gathered from the internet, and the idea of this is that they're going to want to change the formatting on it a little bit, change some of the features, insert an image into it and do a few other things, just to show that you know how to kind of use some of the, we'll call, slightly more advanced functions of the program. So first thing it's going to ask you to do is this block of text that's been sent to you is all in just kind of one big page wide block of text, and what they're going to want you to do is to put it into columns. So in order to do that, what they're going to want you to do is you're going to have to select the text in there, and you have to select it into the layout and change it into columns. They're not going to ask you to put the heading here into the columns because later we're going to want to centralize it. So rather than putting it in the columns, don't select that, just select everything else from the first word of that down to the bottom. And if you go to page layout here at the top, and you'll see there's a button there for columns, switch that to 2, and you'll find that your text is now laid out in 2 columns, a little bit more like a newspaper article or magazine article. So that's the first stage that they want you to do. They might ask you to do a few things with the titles within it, so they might ask you just to say, for example, make that one bold. So you can either do that, so you might notice a little menu pop up here to do it. You can do it with Control and B, or you can go to the top home menu and select bold here. So there's a few ways to do it, and you can do the same thing on the other ones, just so you can put that in. Underline, italic, they're all next to there as well, so we'll just put those in bold for now. The top one we'll make bold, but instead of having it here, we're going to want to centralize it in the middle. So because it's not part of our columns, we can do that. So just make sure you're on that line, and then you can change the alignment up here in that home menu. So if you can't see it, make sure you select on home, and then you go to center, and that will pop that title in the center. So now we've got a centralized title, and we've got 2 sets of columns with information on them. Now it's going to want us to put a picture into that, so let's put it, say, before the second title. So we'll just go to that line, press enter, go to insert and pictures, and then you need to find where your picture is. So they should give you this in as a download. There we go. So there's your file. So we've inserted the picture into there. If you need to change it, you can do that with the clicking on it, and you can use the resize buttons. You can also right click and format the picture, because if you sometimes use these buttons, it can get a bit misaligned and misformed. So if you might want to go to, say, size and position or format picture to change a few things on the image, but for the moment we'll just insert that into there. So now we've got something that looks a little bit more like what they want. They then want you to pop a header and a footer into this document. So a couple of ways to do that. One way, you can just double click up here in the blank area at the top to give yourself a header. So for example, pop your name on the header and double click of it to come out, so you'll see it's in slightly greyed out text, and what it'll do is every new page it'll put that same header on the top there. And for a footer, you just do exactly the same thing at the bottom. So double click in that area, you'll see footer section, and we'll put, say, today's date on it, 29th of the 12th 2020. Double click off there, and there we go. We've got a header and a footer. We've got our text set out in columns, and we've got all our titles sorted out, so they're bold in bold, and our top title has been centralized across the whole thing. And then, say, finally, we've got the image there inserted into the document. So that's pretty much everything that we need to do for that part of the functional skills. So I hope that was helpful.